Yes, man. Let's turn that down. Let's bring up IG. IG doesn't like me to play music anymore, man. What's wrong with them? I assume you can hear me okay on YouTube. I had a little mic problem the other day. I had a second mic I didn't know I had hooked up, and when I restarted and shit, it switched over to the second mic. So you could hear me, but it was like barely. And it was showing on my end that it was working. So my team is fucking up today. I got no coffee. They picked the wrong soundtrack. Fucking everybody's messing up, man. My team, I got no coffee ready. Microphone's all fucked up. Michael, what's up? You can hear me just fine. I hope so. Sounds good on IG. Sounds good on YouTube. Hold on. I got people supposed to help me. All right, man, let's dig into the utilities. We're looking at the UTSL. Utilities to the moon. These are the dividend stocks. Stock market's looking shaky. Whenever it looks shaky, people get scared. When they get scared, they want to buy safety. Utilities usually comes into play for that. Doesn't have to be. It could do its own thing. Sometimes it dances to its own tune. But right now, we saw a lot of money come into the utilities market yesterday. What you are witnessing is the very birth of what we talked about yesterday, stage 2 breakout. Oh man, I took you on a little trip yesterday. Go back and look, and I said utilities, XLU trade. And I said your homework was to go look up the XLU, look at the top 10 companies inside of the XLU, go pull up their charts. If you did that, you are smarter today than yesterday. If you didn't, you are not. Simple as that. You chose not to be. We got a pivot point here, and we got a pivot point here. I'm trying to make you smarter, man. If you get smarter, quicker, faster, start to understand the concepts of doubling money. One of my favorite subjects. I put a video out yesterday on YouTube and Instagram on doubling money. Nothing's more exciting. I don't care who you're dating, what you're doing, car you own, what you do for a living, who you are. Ain't nothing cooler than doubling money. It don't matter if it's a little money or a lot of money. Now, that video talks about real estate, but the same effects work here in the stock market. Once this starts to move, this is a breakout. And where do we assume this stock is going? Right up into here. Why? It's been there before. Now, let me grab my coffee. Hold up. My team sucks. Got to get your own coffee around here. This place sucks, man. I'm fixing to be broadcasting from New Orleans. I'm headed to New Orleans. So we're looking at the UTSL, where we were trying to turn $3,900. 100 shares would have been $3,900. That's where we started accumulating this. And we're looking if we're trading about right there. And that is what we call the money flow price pattern. Not necessarily direction. I don't really know. I just look for a fractal pattern, a repeated pattern. Same thing. It's like a criteria for a trade, criteria to purchase a property, criteria to try to sell something. We need numbers. We need a path, something to follow, something we can repeat. It needs to be duplicatable. If something's not duplicatable, then it's just a kind of one hit, and that's fine. Make it one hit. Good for you. I want to be able to do it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Right? Once I can do it once somebody else can do it, once there's a pattern, there's a blueprint, there's a path. Once I see it, now all I got to do is just decide if I want to play. And that's the beautiful thing about the stock market and real estate, man. Nobody can tell you no. You got a phone, you're in. That's it. You're in the club. This here is taking that to try to make sense of the chaos of movement of price. Now look at this. Look at what we see here. Just a childlike look. Just look at it like a kid. See the movements? And if we go over here, you're going to see that movement. You're going to see price moving in that pattern, right? And I'm just going to try to draw it in for you. Now, we see it going forward by looking at it going backwards. It's almost like we're driving in reverse. And what price did before, this is a foundational principle of the money flow, and by the way, investing in real estate, is what happened before you expect to happen again. I mean, they paid me last month. I assume they're going to pay rent this month. I expect continued action, right? If I put so much down, if I'm following a path, a blueprint, if I did it and it worked before, I can do it and it'll work again, right? Once I have that expectation, then all I got to do is apply myself. And I just want to execute when the criteria hits, when it looks right, okay? And that's what I'm trying to do. So as a person, as an investor or trader, time frames can be dependent here. These are my zones of buy and sell, right? Are we a buyer on a 70 RSI? No. So one of the ideas of the money flow trading system is that price moves in stages, and it's not, doesn't mean it's not going to keep going up. It doesn't mean it's not going to keep going down. It just means it's going to flow. It's going to go sideways. It's going to break out. It's going to drift, and it's going to keep doing that till it doesn't. And when it doesn't, it'll stop. And when it stops, it puts in an anchor point. When it puts in an anchor point, it starts to go sideways. And each day of information or an ongoing feedback loop that gives you information gets added to this chart and history's recorded. And that's this. And you'll start to see this pattern emerge between the indicators and price and positions that you want to be a buyer or a seller. Could influence you. So depending on how many of these you've bought, you might want to be a heavy seller right here. You say, why? I'm buying a car, man. I bought 30 grand. It's now 54. I'm done. I need my money back. I'm going to keep the 24, but I want some money. Right? Or maybe you're going to buy something else with that. Or maybe it's not that big and you're not going to do anything. And all of these thoughts, ideas, and time frames and missions and purposes of the money all play into this movement of price. And that's why it's not a linear line, man. So as you begin to understand the money flow, it's not about prediction of direction. The fucking direction is up over time, okay? What it's about is buying in an ongoing feedback loop where I'm setting up certain criteria and I'm executing the same every time. And I bring order to the chaos of ups, downs, of opinions, of thoughts. I don't give a fuck about people's opinions. I don't care what any YouTuber thinks or any fellow influencer. Don't really give a shit. Price is going to do what it's going to do. It ain't like he's a crystal ball or a genie. He doesn't know. Anybody that follows me, you don't know. Nobody knows. Fucking president doesn't know. Nobody knows. All right? There's nobody smart. Like, oh, I know where it's going. Bullshit. You wouldn't be on Instagram if you knew. You don't know all the money in the world. You have no fucking idea. Once you understand that in a deep level, like I just said, you're free. Gives you power. I mean, if you actually had courage and belief in you believed in it, all this stuff about where's the economy, none of that means anything, man. I make my own economy. I don't give a fuck where the economy's going. I make my own economy. I choose my own thoughts. I get up when I get up. I go to bed when the fuck I go to bed. And if I decide to go work 20 fucking hours a day for 8 fucking days, I don't care about your economy. I'm making money. Right? So this idea that it's handed to me based on the economy or who the president is or who your dad was or whatever, bullshit. You get 24 hours. You got up today. You put your mind on what you wanted first thing. And then you get to move forward. And every fucking minute is yours. Every minute is yours. This, man, I'll tell you, this pisses me off. This video right here, if someone would have showed that to me when I was 29, I'd be a fucking billionaire right now. Maybe, well, let me say 23. And yet these will be the lowest watched videos. But it's 13 seconds. I get 78,000 views. Fucking 14 minutes explaining to you how to double money for the rest of your life. It'll have the lowest viewers. You know why? Because it's not fucking wrapped up in some magic secret. It's just money, effort. Like, that's it, man. Money and effort. Money and effort, man. That's all this game is. We bought this stage 1, right? It's breaking out now. That was fully expected. That's what's supposed to happen. And now what? We expect it to go where? Up to here. So you see how we've made order out of chaos now. And that's every transaction, man. It's every transaction. It's every transaction. They should look the same, you know? Look the same. I was picking on that guy yesterday, and he said, I put in 2 offers, and they were all turned down. I'm going to show you another stock. This is super important, UTSL. This has all the elements of the money flow. We put in support. We created 2 boxes. Stay with me, man. Don't lose out on this. It was a previous high, became resistance. See all the things that are happening on this chart? See the beautiful painting that is? I wish you were at my house and we were looking at this. I'm fixing to go to New Orleans, man. Some of you guys are in New Orleans, in the area. I'm leaving my little town in Texas, going into the big city. I like it too, man. I get to see people, watch tourists, fucking drink a beer at 10 a.m. Nobody looks at you weird. They look at you weird where I live if you sit out front of Kroger's with a beer. You're not allowed to do that. In New Orleans, I can do that, and that's not even weird. You sit out in front of my Kroger's in Texas with a 40 ounce, sit there on the curb and drink beer, you will be stopped by a police officer. In New Orleans, they'll bring you another one. It's an amazing town. So your town's not like that either, probably. There are no rules. Like, this will go to here. I mean, it may not, but you get what I'm saying. That's the play. That's the play. Oh, guess what? In New Orleans, you can walk around in your Speedos. Nobody will say anything. You won't be arrested. They'll just walk right past you. You could dress in a chicken costume, drinking a 40, sitting out front of Kroger's, and nobody will say anything to you. It's the freest city in America. Where you live, if I put on a chicken suit with my ass hanging out the back and got a beer and sat in front of Kroger's, the police would be called. I bet. Where most of you live. Not in New Orleans. They go, oh, that's old Hank, man. Don't worry about him. There's so many of those that it's just a day, and it's beautiful. You can walk down the street, right down the middle of the street, man, and nobody says move. Cars gotta wait for you. If you're drinking and walking in the street, they gotta wait for you. That's freedom, man. Guy asked me, why'd you buy a property there? It's the freest place in America. I mean, it really is, man. It is the freest place in America, and there's a party every day. And if you feel bad, there's an instant party every day. Bands playing. You can just walk down the street, drinking. Like, every day, there's a party for you. Freest city in America, man. So, this is the pattern. This is UTSL. We see all these things repeating. Previous highs become resistance. That breakthrough that then becomes support. Oh my God, right out of the book. Holy shit. If you've ever read a book on support and resistance, you just got a masterclass. Look at it, right? What was the previous high and the anchor point, right? Became what? Resistance. That then when it broke through, what? It stopped right at the same price. Now, it's a zone. Zones. These are levels. They're not precise. It's not exact fucking science. So what we typically do is throw it through the middle, right? Right around there. So we're doing hold on. We're doing God damn it. Now my computer wants to act up. is fucking with me. What the fuck, dude? All right. I got a fucking mouse problem here. Wow. All right. We had a little meltdown there. God damn. Now, before I forget, now yesterday I gave you the secret to doubling your money every 3.2 years. Now, you probably won't do shit with it. Most people won't. Like, I could sit down with you, show you on paper and say, hey, go do this. You'll be like, but Gerald, what if they're mean to me? And I'll be like, hey, look, man, take that 38,000, go do what I just showed you. But Gerald, I don't know how to hold a hammer. And I'll be like, look, man, you have no other option. You're a middle-class person. You don't own a business. But this here will make you a millionaire. You got to go do it, though. But Gerald, it's scary. I put in 2 offers this month and both of them were rejected. Maybe that means I'm not supposed to do it. And I'm like, all 2 of them? Oh. Because I average about 20, 25 offers a deal. But Gerald, where's that video at? I mean, yesterday I literally showed blue collar people a path to becoming a multi-millionaire. The literal fucking math of what you start with. That in most of your areas will work. Not in every area. And the person that goes, well, that didn't work, then look somewhere else. Like, this is a path that has worked for 5,000 years. And people won't do it, man. Won't do it. And it's just 5 parts to it. It's so fucking simple that a dummy like me, they let me do it. It's a funny thing, man. I'm like, nobody. I don't even have a job. And they let me do it. Imagine with your good credit, smarts, and a job, man. Let's see. This one here. So it pains me that more people didn't watch it. Because I know you don't know it. All that stuff in there, none of you know it. I'd be surprised if 2 people on here could explain. If I gave you a marker and a whiteboard, could do what I did yesterday. I'd be shocked if 2 people on here could. Will we break down the real estate deal? And everyone on here should, dude. It's your only shot, bro. What else are you going to do? Start an Apple? You're going to do a big launch? What are you going to do? And I'm seeing, like, whenever I meet people, I ask them this a lot. What is your path to become multimillionaire? Tell me. You can say, well, I don't have one. Well, why not? Why don't you have one? You're going to be alive. You're going to go forward. Time is the element. Time. Fucking time. And you're going to be alive. So you have 1/3 of everything you need. Time. Time is what makes people wealthy, man. You know that, right? Fucking time. I wish you guys did understand that, man. Southern Electric's breaking out, but let's look back at Nike. Look at Nike. I like Nike. Nike's putting in a stage, well, let's see. We got a new anchor point here today, but it's coming back into the previous one. So if you have my course, Getting Started with Stock Charts, if your brain can handle it, that's what we call a kangaroo tail. Real quick, for a flat second, breaks the pattern, but then comes back in. Kangaroo tail. You'll get them at tops and bottoms. You can ignore that day, okay? They tend to be at tops and bottoms. I understand it. You don't understand shit. You think you understand. You don't understand nothing. That's what I'm saying to you. If you fucking knew it all, dude, if you actually comprehend what I showed, you'd be so goddamn obsessed. All you'd have is real estate. You'd change your whole fucking life around. Your whole life would live to it. You don't understand nothing. You know jack. Think you know. You don't know anything. If you knew, all you guys out there 35, 40 broke, If you knew it all, what I know, that's the reason you'd get up tomorrow. No other fucking reason. What other reason you getting up for? To do what? Waste more time? Like, at the moment, man, you get what I just said right there. Like, the reason you're getting up is to fix that problem. You're like, I got bad money habits. No, man. No, you don't. You buy what you love, man. That's where your heart is. Your heart's in doing nothing. Your heart's in just spending. That's where your heart is. Don't fight it. That's where your heart is. Where your money goes, where your heart is. But the moment you got obsessed, that's how I went. I'm telling you, man, that's how I got 17 properties. I got obsessed. And right now I'm obsessed because that's not many, man. It pisses me off. I should have way more. 6 months ago on Instagram, this is what makes me mad. On Instagram, I mean, I bet I got it on YouTube. Let's go back and look. I document all this stuff I do every day, every stock I buy, every house I purchase. Back it up. Oh, look, there's old Gerald at the beach.
They want to buy this before they buy the assets that produce the cash flow.
Well, watch what I just said.
Now, what happens for a lot of people is they get this shit out of order. You say, what do you mean? Sorry, we gotta go through. Meaning they want to buy this before they buy the assets that produce the cash flow. You know, they want to start enjoying this too soon. So if you see, like, I just saw a young couple over here. I don't know how old they are. Every day they spend renting, vacationing, doing this shit. The further they are from ever owning shit like this, because they're just a consumer. So that young couple is who I'm gonna rent my property to. And if you never transition from being an owner and you're always a user, a renter, a consumer, you're gonna find it very, very difficult in life to get rich.
You got bad spending habits, huh? No, you just ain't committed, bro. You live for a different reason. You live to satisfy yourself, feed yourself, put on nice, like you live for a different fucking reason. That's all that is. Now we got to turn off commenting. People are too stupid to allow comments. So now we got to turn commenting off. Dude, my feed stop on, God darn it. Looks like it froze on YouTube. What is happening? Instagram. We don't have bad spending habits. We have bad love habits. You spend what you love on.
We don't have bad spending habits.
Oh, it kept going, hopefully. I have to remind myself of this, and I'm not saying bad things don't happen to us, and sometimes you can't do things. I get that. I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about as a way of thinking and as a way of living. So yesterday I showed that video on there. If you're doing yourself a disservice, if you don't go through that pattern in your brain, man. Thank you for saying YouTube was good. It froze on my end, like on the screen. My tech, you guys suck. People helping me suck. Like, I'm coming to New Orleans this week. I might need new tech people. If you want to go live on YouTube with me and you're in New Orleans, hit me up. I'm going to be doing some interviews while I'm there. If you'd like to do that, maybe. If you're worth interviewing, I mean, give me a reason. Tell me something about yourself that I like, that other people want to hear. We can see the pattern breaking out here. It's kind of a choppy version, but we're still getting the formation. Now, the money flow flows, and it can start what we call, like, it ain't money flowing. I mean, I don't have another word for it. The patterns get all jacked up. This is back in the box, what we call back in the box. Put in a little kangaroo tail. We talked about that. Really like to see it above the 5, but we're way below the thing. We've got our anchor point. This is where I would nibble. Is it the bottom? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know where the stock market bottom is. One day it'll be there, and the day it's the bottom, everyone will say it's not the bottom, and it will be the bottom, and then it'll go up, and then after it goes up like 10, 15%, they'll be like, yeah, you should be able to buy now safely. It's like, no, how about you just create your own little pattern, your own repetition of success, and you do it your way. and you watch. That's what the money flow is about. It's about not giving a fuck about anybody else's opinion. That's what it's really about. People are like, what do you think about? I don't know. What do you think about it? It don't matter because you don't know what you're talking about. So if we go look at what's Nike worth, what it's worth and what it does is based on what prices do. Those aren't the same thing. Price in the stock market and the value of the company ain't the same thing, man. I don't know if you know that or not. So they can get out of whack. That's why you can get rich. That's why people play the stock market and not just real estate, is because from time to time, it gets out of whack. It gets out of whack, man. And when it gets out of whack, you can arbitrage that. You can buy instant discounts. Remember when I was showing you that on the board there of that other deal? I was saying I need to get it at a 10 to 15% discount, the real estate. Right, same thing. In order to do that in real estate, you're buying problems. There's issues. That's why it's cheap. Same with the stock market. If shit's cheap, there's a problem. And it doesn't mean it's going to be solved overnight. So if we go to Nike, I think you got a nice position to work in this. We got utilities on the move. We got Nike possibly putting in a bottom. This is what bottoms look like. Is it? I don't know. I don't know, man. Where are we at? Man, let me end with this. Utilities to the moon, baby. UTSL. I wouldn't add here. You should already be in a full position. We have plenty of time. You had all this time here. This is my third video on YouTube about it. We've had plenty of time here. This was setting out perfect money flow pattern, okay? No matter what it does, if it goes up or down, it set up a perfect pattern. You're in the flow right now. Look at the 5-day, the 10-day, and the 20s turning. Look at this. So we're witnessing the birth of a stage 2 breakout. That right there. Boom. Price is ripping above it, man. It ain't waiting on us. Is it? I'm going. Yesterday, it just took off. It just took off. Look at that. So we'll see. We'll see. Now, what are we watching for? RSI. That's a target. RSI is a target. We are ways from that, right? But we're above 50. So we don't want to be buying, as a general rule, above 50 RSI. It's probably too far past the breakout point, which was over here. And we had several. I mean, that was the perfect buy day right there. Bam! Fourth candle. Boom. Well, and if we counted from there, but we already would have been counting from here. So definitely a perfect add day. Look at price right above that 5-day. Bam. It's the birth of a baby, man. You guys should all be proud of yourselves. If you've been following this every day, you should be proud of yourselves. Okay? Amazing. All right, man. Go watch that video. Goddamn. I got at least 3 houses purchased on here on YouTube. But go watch this and learn that 3.2. Where I got money for stocks is this. Meaning I went into this and they started giving me money every month. And I took the money they were giving me every month since it wasn't from my job and I put it into the stock market. That's how I started getting money in the stock market. Is I would put my money into rental properties and the rental properties would give me money every month and I'd put the money every month into the stock market. And then the stock market started giving me money. Right? And then all of a sudden you start working that and you have anyway, we could do a whole book on that. That's how you're going to do it. This ain't going to be work and save money, work and save money. That's not, it's work and save money to put into deals. You got to leverage up, man. And good leverage, not margin. Good leverage, not margin. That's what this is talking about. Good leverage. This kind of, think about it, man. That shit could just piles in your IRA. One house fucking could make your IRA for the year. Maybe two. All right, man. You guys be good. I appreciate everybody. If you're going to be in New Orleans, man, let me know.